Good morning, welcome to another video. Here we are in Inktober still, doing my 30-day drawing challenge. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Zoe. I call myself a wannabe artist. I do lots of things. I basically have two part-time jobs. I run a jewellery business, but my heart and my soul wants to be an artist. So this year I've dedicated 2024 to drawing and painting as much as I can, to just try and pursue this dream that I've had since I was a child. I really want to get my YouTube channel monetized as well, so I'm on a mission with that this year. But yeah, so it's obviously October, I'm doing Inktober, I'm also trying to vlog it all, so kind of VLOGTOBER as well, so tying these two in together. But yes, so we got up to day 8 yesterday, which was the mushrooms, and today is day 9, so we need to choose a prompt from my prompt list. So let's have a look. So here was our lovely day 8. Let's flick all the way back to the beginning. If you saw my setup video, you'll have seen me create this spread. And yeah, we've got quite a few things. We've done butterfly. I mean, I could choose something else in there. We've got some nice flowers. I'd quite like to buy some flowers as well and paint those. I could do poppy actually. Something like that, something fun that's got petals that I can maybe abstract them a bit. I really enjoyed doing birds, but I do feel like I need to push myself and play a bit more with drawing birds, because I always just default to my black fine line and just draw very exact or precise birds. Leaves have been fun to do. I'd quite like to sort of do a pattern spread as well of just like lots of leaves. And actually it's autumn now as well, so that's quite fun to maybe go for a walk and see if we can find some leaves at some point. Then I've got random objects and things. Seed heads is something I definitely want to do. I've got feathers. That could be a good one for today. And look, tea and cake, things like that would just be such a fun one to do as well. So I think today, which one should we choose? I'm really drawn to maybe the feathers actually. Feathers or poppy. I think I'm going to go feathers now that I've seen this prompt, because it's something that I can kind of repeat. I can abstract a bit. I can use different medium. I can just sketch these out initially. So let's have a go at drawing some feathers. Okay, I think I want to start by using what I learnt last night in that drawing session and just doing really confident lines. Yeah, so I'm not going to be too precious. I'm just going to let myself draw. I'm going to use this, which is a Supracolor, so they're watercolor pencils. So I can draw one definitive line, and then when I paint as well, it means that the line will kind of disappear with that. I'm going to see how this goes and then show you my progress in a bit. So I have sketched out all of these feathers and I'm really happy with them. I think it's going to be really fun to come back in and paint these. I might use gouache actually for these, have a little play. But right now I'm kind of running out of time and I really want to go to this art exhibition, which is down on the Lizard Peninsula. So I'm going to take you with me. Let's go out and explore and get inspired. So let's go. Good morning, well, good afternoon. So as you can see, we're in the car and the rain has finally stopped after what has been a very wet few days. So yeah, I've come down to Roskilly's on the Lizard Peninsula and I have come to see an art exhibition by Kriksis and Melanie Chadwick, both of whom have YouTube channels that I'll link down below. So let's go and have a look at their gorgeous, gorgeous work. I had such a wonderful time at the show. The work was absolutely stunning. I couldn't believe actually how much work they had. But afterwards it was such a beautiful day. I decided to have a little wander around the farm. There were so many sweet animals, the pigs, the goats. There were lots of crows squawking in the trees. And then I went and saw the chickens as well. They were just some really fun little characters. And I felt really inspired actually that these would be great to draw in the future. So yeah, watch the space. I think there's inspiration wherever you go sometimes. But yeah, it was just lovely to take some time out of my studio. And I'm really, really glad that I went to go and see their gorgeous, gorgeous show. I'll do a haul in a minute, so I will show you exactly what I picked up whilst I was there. Hi you guys, so I am back from Roskilde's and the art show, and I want to show you some of the beautiful things that I bought. Sadly I couldn't afford an original artwork, they were stunning, but I did buy a zine from both Kriksis and Melanie Chadwick, and I bought some cards, so I want to show you what I got. Okay, it was lovely. I chatted to Mel for ages actually. She was in there, yeah, kind of invigilating, and it was such a beautiful show. I am so pleased that I went down there, that I made the time to go. It's a good sort of half an hour, I would say, from where I am, like to drive down there, but it is a beautiful part of Cornwall and it's well worth going. Yeah, so this is what I bought from Mel's work. I got these beautiful cards, which are kind of like collections of sketches. So you've got Wildlife on the Lizards, which is the Lizard Peninsula. So it's the most southerly point in the UK. She's also got coastal wildflowers, and you know that I'm obsessed with drawing flowers as well, so this I thought was really nice, and especially because she's put all of the names in there as well. I thought this was a really sweet card. And she's also got Butterflies of Cornwall, which is amazing because we have a buddleia in our garden, and the butterflies are just so stunning. So we do get kind of the peacock ones. What else have we had? We've had a few, yeah, orange tips. Yeah, so it's nice to sort of recognise some of these that I've seen out in our garden. Definitely the red admiral as well. So yeah, beautiful there. I really love her landscapes. I wish I could afford one. One day I will buy one of her landscapes because they're just stunning. And I love all the kind of movement and marks that she makes in there. Can you see all of that? Do you know what I love as well? And this is what I love about Sandi Hester's work too, is that there's a sense of freedom and not being exact. It's more an expression of the feeling of being there in the landscape and trying to capture an essence of a landscape instead of trying to take a photograph of it, if that makes sense. There's just something so emotive about that. And I think this is, like in my work, I do very intricate drawings and I'm trying to draw every little bit of the seed head and every little sort of bit of the butterfly, whereas here there's just kind of a nod to a butterfly. But overall, your brain knows what it is, and I love that. Love this as well. Love the light that's being cast down here in this one, and that's actually from, can you see this sort of ochre-y colour that's the backwash? So it's sort of in the background and then she's painted over the top. And obviously a little chough, which is very sweet. So in Cornwall we have choughs. They were extinct for a while and they've been reintroduced around the coastline. And it is so nice to see that now they are beginning to thrive again. It's quite rare still to see one, but there's a lot more breeding pairs out there now, which is amazing. But yeah, I love the colours in here. Look at this gorgeous turquoise up here with the orange here. Just love her use of colour. And again, lots of scratchy lines. I love that. So yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot about sort of freeing myself up instead of trying to create an immaculate piece of work. This is also her latest zine. I could have bought all her zines. So this is volume 3, Landscapes of the Lizard. And it's basically lots of snippets from her sketchbook. I love that there's some writing in here as well, so it's quite nice to read through that. But yeah, look at that. You feel like you're literally opening her sketchbook. And she did have some sketchbooks there as well, and it was so nice. It just felt like being in a museum. You almost didn't want to touch it, but she said I could flick through her sketchbooks and they were amazing. So nice. And she said that she actually uses the Ranger Delusions, is it called, sketchbook. So that's interesting. So I might try out one of those. But again, yeah, just gorgeous, capturing the landscape. And something I've really been craving actually is going out onto the land and capturing my experience of it. How beautiful is that? Love this kind of splattering that's going on. I think it's just stunning. I think her work just gets better and better. I love that she's used like almost like a library stamp to date her pages as well. So yeah, really absolutely in love with this. And I think zines for me are such a special way to collect work. And look how many, I mean, you could frame this. You could put this in a frame just like that and have that on your wall. And almost like every month or something, then take it out, change the page, and then put it back in the frame. So I just think it's such an affordable way to own lots of artworks. I mean, nothing's ever going to be the same as the original. But yeah, for inspiration, I mean, it's just magical. So I really, really love collecting zines. Really love her work. And I'm learning a lot about colour really still. So yeah, it's just so nice to see how other people work. I find it so inspiring. So that's my little haul from Melanie Chadwick. And then I've also got this little haul from Kriksis. So I have pre-ordered her book. She has just illustrated her very first book. It's called Birds in Colour, and she's done these gorgeous illustrations. And if you watch her YouTube channel, it's based off, I think she got the idea from the bird feeder that she had outside the window of her studio, and just how many birds were coming to visit her. And she got so inspired by that that she started painting loads of them. And I just love that there's like this little character, so almost like you're befriending the bird. So all of these are greetings cards. Love this as well. Look at this landscape. And obviously I love midnight skies, but I do mine very differently. But I think that's so stunning. But yeah, again, greetings cards is a great way to own people's artwork without, if you can't afford to buy an original, which I would love to own an original. I'd love this one. How stunning is that? But yeah, so really, really nice. So again, really good for inspiration, and her gorgeous use of colour. She also paints characters, which I don't really paint, so that's interesting. And then yeah, foxes in sketchbooks. So I liked this one. She's got a couple of zines, but I went for this one because I love seeing the progress and sort of like the thought process. So here, for example, she's planning out spreads, and this is very different to how I work. So again, it's really inspiring to see how another artist works. So look at this. This, it's almost like the thoughts in her head are down on the page. And I think there's a lot of YouTubers that I follow where they use their sketchbooks to make final artworks, which is great. But this is what I think is so magical, is the process that it takes and the development. And I think there's a lot of, I don't know, I just feel like you miss a lot of the story when you miss out on the development of a piece. So yeah, to me, this is pure magic. You can literally see the ideas being born and trying out different things. Look for her tote bag designs, trying to sketch different faces. So yeah, this is a very different kind of style of sketchbook, but I think that's what's amazing about people's sketchbooks, is you can use them in any way that you wish. It's your sketchbook. Really, it's for your eyes only. Although I do love that people have started making zines, and I'm so inspired to do this, to make some zines of my sketchbooks as well, and just how I make art. So here as well, look, playing with colour palettes. This, as someone who's trying to get better at colour, this is so inspiring. Just, yeah, her gorgeous little foxes. She quite often uses, I mean, you can see them in here, sort of browns and reds and very autumnally colours. These really rich, gorgeous, warm colours, which again, I don't tend to use. I mean, look at that. That looks like it's come straight out of a children's book. And this is very different from how I work. So again, I find it so inspiring. And even seeing just how many times she's drawn a fox. So for me, I'm working through Inktober, and I have like one spread, for example, where I have picked a theme and I will draw it, say like the mushrooms. I may have drawn like 10 different mushrooms, but then I've moved on to another theme. Whereas here, she's just sketched over and over and over and over, and she's not even changing it that much, but she's changing like positions. Can you see here? You've got the fox looking back with the tail closest to us. You've got it standing in different, or kind of sitting in different positions, standing, the head turned. So it's all these studies, and they're, quick sketch studies. They're just absolutely fascinating. Again here, trying to get like the layout of the little girl, how she's sleeping, looking at different perspectives as well. See, look at this, like really up close on the face on a spread versus, quite far away. Just, yeah, so interesting. And just, yeah, this idea of just doing lots of little sketches, just black and white. I quite like that. This inspires me to maybe do a project, maybe a month-long project, 30 days of just sketching my day and just doing a spread, and then just drawing little pictures throughout the day of things that have come up, whether I've made a cup of tea, if I've gone to work, I could draw the till, it doesn't need to be fascinating things or groundbreaking things, just everyday objects. So I think you can get a lot of ideas by looking at other people's work. I never think, oh wow, I want to paint exactly that. So for example, this, like you could, when I think about inspiration, I think about maybe the colour palette, this idea of having something close here in the foreground and then what you've got in the horizon. This is interesting. I'd never try and recreate this exact drawing to sort of copy her work. But yeah, it's really fascinating to me that creativity just feeds creativity, and whether it's yours or whether it's somebody else's. See here, she stuck leaves in as well, having some found objects. I just think it's so interesting. So here we are back at this gorgeous little page. So yes, this is Kriksis. I'm going to leave all the links below to both their Instagram pages and YouTube channels as well. You probably already follow them anyway. And I mentioned Sandi Hester, who's also one of my favourite all-time artist YouTubers. I binge watch her art videos all the time, so I will link her as well. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I think I'll end it there for today. And what an inspiring day. This has really helped to fuel my creativity moving forwards. And I'm really excited to keep going with my Inktober project. So I will see you in the next one very soon. Lots of love. Bye.